Hello, it's Chef Dave. I'm here with my good friend Warren. We are in sunny but really cold Liverpool today. And one of our favourite places, the our supermarket. We're going to go in, we're going to get some goodies, we're going to get back to Luban restaurants and cook up some amazing dishes today. Are you ready? This is like Aladdin's cave of ingredients. Yeah, let's get inside and see what we can find, mate. I'm buzzed for it. Let's do it. Yeah, we got some great dishes we're going to do today. Kung Pao chicken, soy sauce chicken. There's a really amazing cucumber dish that I learned over in China as well. And let's see what other bits and pieces we can get. There might even be a tofu dish which may change your mind on tofu if you're not a tofu lover. So first and foremost, we're going to go in, we're going to get some bits and pieces. Wait till you see the quality stuff you can find in here.
There's always looby ones and there's like ones that evaporate. That's one of the looby ones.
Okay, so we're after garlic greens.
This is the garlic greens from last time.
This is the garlic green.
Yeah.
This is a really powerful garlic flavour, so you wouldn't really see
Smells nice.
this anywhere other than Asian cooking, so we're going to get some of them. Green onion, or we know it as spring onion over here.
There you go.
Just need a small piece. Look at that, fantastic. We're going to get tofu. This is a particularly good brand for what we're doing today because it's quite strong and solid. Okay, you can get soft and you can get harder ones, but that's the one we're going to use today, alright?
Some of this stuff looks quite foreign to me, like a big bag of fried mushrooms over there.
Yeah.
What would you use that for?
Okay, well what I found was they would use dried mushrooms have a more intense flavour than fresh mushrooms, and also they last longer as well, so there is benefits from using dried mushrooms. You'd rehydrate them, but you get a far more powerful flavour from the mushroom, and that's what we're after. So yeah, and that will go in our cucumber dish. You've got to try this as well. Crispy chilies in oil, not hot, almost like smoky, crispy bits of chilies. That is the best thing on this planet.
Right, that's a strong statement.
I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you one. I've got to get you one of these. It's not a really strong chili in there. It's not an overpowering one. You can get far hotter chili oils and stuff like that. So yeah, awesome. Okay, so here we are in the food lab at Luban restaurant. Let's get into our whites. Got a little trick for this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
What? How did you?
I'm just gonna. Hello and welcome back to the food lab. I'm here with my good friend Warren Spencer.
Oh my gosh, I am massive. I am so massive. Holy crap, I am so massive.
One of my favourite dishes, really simple, and it really epitomises Chinese cuisine. And it's actually one of the first dishes I was shown when I was over in China. So we're going to start today with 5 flavour cucumber.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Ready? In Chinese food, there's mainly 5 key elements in every dish, okay? Spicy, salty, sour, sweet and bitter.
So we're gonna have a wild guess. Spicy, which is the chili. Sweet, one of these two.
Sugar here. Yeah.
Sugar. Spicy, sweet, sour, vinegar, salt. Bitter. I'm gonna go with.
And bitter just kind of comes from those ingredients, yeah. So when everything comes together, you get the bitterness. But fundamentally, every dish needs to also be healthy and good for our bodies as well. Okay, so this dish absolutely blew my mind because it was so simple and so tasty. So let's get cracking. We start with our cucumber. Chinese cucumbers have a slightly bitter taste to them, hence the bitter flavour. What we're going to do is we'll go into 3 pieces here. Really simple. Let's take off the end bit. Don't need that. And that one, we don't need that. Okay, next, in half. And what we're after here is the really nice fleshy part of the cucumber, but not so much the seeds. So what we'll do is, using a spoon, we're just going to pull these seeds out.
Yeah. That smell, you know, it sounds a bit weird. It's like fresh. Yeah, very fresh,
healthy. Okay, next stage is the slicing. Now, slicing in Chinese cuisine is really important. You see it a lot with Japanese chefs, and all the plates are beautiful and everything's nice lined up, but it's very much the same in Chinese. So we want really nice slices, and that's why I'll have razor sharp cleavers like this. And as you can see, I'm just doing nice thin pieces and into the bowl, and I'm just using the very front of the blade, which would be our nice sharpest part. So the size and pieces, the elements of a dish are just as important as the flavours almost. You've got to remember these dishes are going to be eaten with chopsticks, so they have to be able to be picked up quite easily. Well, as you were saying, it smells beautiful already, just the smell of fresh cucumber. And these other elements we add to it will just boost those flavours.
I can already sort of see how this is going to go with all, you know, I'm not too sure. Do you chop the ginger up sort of into little sort of segments?
Yeah, we're gonna cut that really thin, so we don't want it to overpower. Like I said before, you get these 5 flavours, they have to work in harmony, in balance.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Otherwise the dish is ruined. If it's too bitter, it's too bitter. If it's too salty, it's not going to be tasty, so we want perfect balance.
Okay.
Right, we've sliced our cucumbers, and now we're going to come in with the salt. It's about 8 grams of salt, and we're going to scatter this over. And what the salt will do is draw out a little bit of the liquid out of the cucumber, and we'll leave that in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
And what you'll see is the cucumber will have lost a little bit of its liquid. There'll be a liquid at the bottom that we'll get rid of, and that'll be a salty liquid, so a lot of that salt will actually be discarded at the end. The moisture will come out of the cucumber, so it changes the texture slightly, and yeah, we'll get this nice salty flavour into the cucumber now. Okay, while we're waiting for the cucumber, we can crack on with the other ingredients. Fresh ginger, easiest way to peel this, back the spoon. A peeler or chopping it off with a knife, you're actually going to lose quite a large amount of your flesh. And we're only after about 10 grams here. What you'll do is there. That's the hard bit. This is where you need your knife skills. Just try and get this as thin as you possibly can, okay? So, and that obviously helps having a really nice sharp knife.
Mate, from the side.
And then we're going to cut it back through this way. And we're just after these thin shreds. Don't worry if you can't get it so thin, you could use a grater at home and just grate it in. But what you don't want is it to overpower when you're basically having a bite. You don't want to get this real,
just a built block of ginger.
Because there's a lot of spice actually in ginger. If you just raw ginger, it's spicy, it's powerful. Okay, so dried shiitake mushrooms. You asked before, why do we use dried? The dried actually has a lot more flavour in it. It's intensified as it's being dried out. So we'll get the dried mushroom, and we're going to rehydrate it, and we'll just do that in some hot water. This traditionally would have been able to be stored for a long time. A fresh mushroom is going to go off, so dried mushroom lasts for ages. Once the mushrooms are out, we'll do exactly the same with the dried chilies. We're just going to slightly rehydrate them. It just makes them easier to eat, basically. You can use fresh chilies as well. Just be careful. Again, you don't want it too spicy. With a fresh chili, it can depend on the time of year, the type of chili. You might get a super hot one or a really lame one.
Does a dried chili kind of, does it take the heat out of it if it's been dried?
It's not that it takes the heat, it's balanced. I know how much it's going to be. Every batch is grown at the same time and then dried, and it just kind of gives me a bit of balance over the amount of spice that's in there. Okay, everything's pretty much ready. We just want to chop these up now. There's a nice trick I learned in China. Okay, just washed it flat. We got rid of some excess liquid we don't want in there. And what this means is when we slice it, we've got nice even slices now. Okay, remember I talked about how all the slices need to be exact and right and the same.
How long would you spend doing this dish on, you know, if you were in flow and, you know, and your customers out waiting, and would you prepare, obviously you prepare this to an extent, but generally the cook or make time, how long would you spend on that?
So obviously the longest part of this is the cucumber sitting in the salt, so we'd get that done ahead of service. As people start arriving, that cucumber's probably in the fridge with the salt sitting on it. All the rest of the ingredients will be prepared like this, ready to go. So as soon as an order comes on, cucumber comes out, we add all the rest of the ingredients, put it together and serve it out. This is seconds. So this is a cold dish. This would come out straight away as soon as the order is placed. Fires out and hits the table within a few minutes, so there's something straight away to eat for the customer. Right, cucumbers had an hour.
My life!
Look at all that liquid that's come out from the cucumbers. Now what you have got though is the flavour of the cucumber
And the salt in there.
in the
as well.
salt in there at the
Embedded into
moment.
it.
Right, to balance off the salt, probably what we want to do is add sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar balances off salt, and that's going to go in now. And that will counterbalance the salty flavour, but we don't want it too sweet either, okay? So to counterbalance the sweet, we're going to go in with the vinegar. The vinegar will help to dissolve the sugar.
I mean, to me that seems like quite a lot of sugar, but you didn't have a few of these, wouldn't you? You wouldn't, a few bits and pieces.
Yes, there should be a small plate full of this. And again, what you'll see is there'll be loads of juices left at the bottom, which will pour away once the cucumber's taken on all these flavours.
So a lot of the sugar and things will.
You can already start smelling cucumber, salt, vinegar, sugar, and that vinegar's almost slightly pickling this dish now. So you've got this fantastic flavours coming through. We're going to chop a couple of these chilies up while that sits there for a second. And again, we don't want to get a real big chunk of chili. The chili can go in now. Give that a little stir around. So there we've got some bits of flavour in already from our Chinese cucumber. We've got the salt, we've got the sugar, we've got the spice in there now as well. Our other flavours we want to come in with is our fresh ginger. And again, this adds a bit of spice. It's almost a sweetness as well, and a little bit of bitter itself, so that can go in. The smells already. You can start getting real nice aromas from this now. Fresh ginger, fresh cucumber, a little bit of chili in there, and that zing from the vinegar. I don't know, this is like, for me, this is like a real nice spring, summery dish. You can imagine eating this in the sunshine, Loads of fresh flavours in there.
Gin and tonic to cleanse the palate.
Oh, there we go, Okay, in with the mushroom.
Would you serve that out on one dish for everyone, and then they put it on their side plates?
Yeah, effectively that's certainly the Chinese style of dining. Plates would go out to the table, and that's why you have the lazy Susan, is so they could then be passed around between everybody. That's very much an amazing style of dining. I really like. It's like everyone gets involved. And everyone's trying all the different flavours, all the different dishes.
I like how you're hiding little bits of mushroom and ginger in there, trying to keep it.
You want like a little, every mouthful is almost a little bit different depending on how much you get. Notice I'm leaving a lot of the juices in the bottom of the bowl. I might come over later with a little spoonful. And here we are, the 5 flavoured cucumber dish. It's stunning and so simple, and that's why I absolutely love it.
Mate, it looks fantastic. It really, really does.
Wait till you try it. It's going to be epic. Every taste will be going. So, should we go and give it a try?
Mate, let's do it.
So chopsticks if I can do it.
That bit looks quite intimidating.
Let's put a little chili on it.
Big chili on the end. We can go for that one.
Yeah.
Bluebone, do you want some?
He's in.
He's in. He said yeah.
You blew on it.
You blew on it. Yeah. I said it's going to be hot. This.
Spicy.
Is it hot? Yeah.
Probably a bit too spicy. Those chilies are ruthless.
Oh yeah. That's amazing. That is so nice. Wow. That is powerful. That is actually powerful.
So what you've got is these incredible flavours coming through: ginger, chili, and mushroom. And the cucumber's taking on its own.
That is so effective.
Starring role now, isn't it? It's got this slightly drier, crunchier, powerful cucumber now, and the vinegar just sets it all off together. But yeah, wow.
I'm still trying to cool my head down on that cucumber, 5 flavour cucumber.
Yeah, right.
It's actually starting to set in now a little bit. So we're going to try a little bit of fresh garlic green. Bread's going to stink for days after this, isn't it?
Vampires away.
Oh, it's tough. Should we go for the whole thing?
Yeah.
Straight down the hatch. Oh yeah. I'm going to reek for days after this. Tastes exactly like I'd imagine a chunk of garlic to taste. To be honest, that's quite powerful. That made me cringe a little bit, not gonna lie. That was too much.
Well guys, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to see all the rest of our videos. And fancy coming back next week for another go?
Absolutely.
So stay tuned and keep your eyes open for our next recipe.